Hello YouTube, I'm AK. Today I have for you the DJI Osmo 3 mobile, right? This is a gimbal, a handheld gimbal. Well, I had this product for a long time, but just couldn't take a lot of video. I just couldn't publish a video because kind of held up in a 9 to 5 job. Now, during the home quarantine, I kind of have little time. I thought I'll push some videos out. I've just published the unboxing video. I hope you like it, and if you like it, please do share and subscribe. So essentially, what is a gimbal, right? You might ask, okay, I have a tripod, I have a vlogging selfie stick. That's good enough for me. Maybe that's good enough for you. But the thing is, gimbal steadies your shots while you're on the move, taking a lot of photos or videos. This steadies the whole thing, right? So you don't have to worry about a shakes or etc. etc. The reason why this gives you a steady shot is it has its own inbuilt stabilization, right? Your camera, first of all, has its own stabilization. It could be an optical stabilization or EIS or electronic image stabilization. Well, this one has its own stabilization. It has a 5-axis stabilization, so it's good for capturing videos, etc. on the move. So that's the positive part about it. The best part about the gimbal here is that all the functions that you normally use, right, be it in terms of taking pictures or taking videos or anything else that you want to look at, be it in terms of hyperlapse or time lapse, etc., are all baked into this small device here, right? So opening this is kind of straightforward. You put in your smartphone here, you touch your smartphone here, and you're good to go, right? All your functions are basically baked in. If you want to record function, it's here. If you want to turn it on, long press it, it's turned on. And of course, 4 lights here. The green means, well, it has battery. It's more than 80% charged, and of course, it's looking out for a device. If it's steady, which means it's connected. If it's not, it's looking out. The joystick type of a thing that you see here essentially is panning, tilting, right or left kind of device. So if you move this joystick wherever you want to, basically the gimbal actually moves. You don't have to rotate your hand to basically get that shot. No, this one does it for you. Additionally, there's another option, which is of course zoom. If at all you have a telephoto camera, or even if at all you have a digital zoom baked into your smartphone, you can use this. Up a zoom up, zoom in, and of course down a zoom out, right? Essentially, you can zoom in or out from your gimbal itself. The cool trick that essentially is baked in, and I really want to show you a demo of, is of course this puppy here, which is to do with your tracking, right? The moment you activate this, it starts tracking the object, and once it starts tracking the object, you don't have to essentially look at the object to shoot things, right? You can still focus on your steps, on your walking, on your jogging, but this thing starts tracking objects for you. So that's the best thing about it. Being a gimbal, again, it needs charge, right? It works on a battery. You can essentially charge using this Type-C interface here, which means most of your smartphones today that's coming out has a Type-C interface. So the same charging port basically works, so it's good. And what DJI claims is that you can basically top it off in close to an hour's time, or probably even less than that maybe. But yeah, essentially an hour will give you a good amount of battery life. The battery, I think, is around 2,450 milliamps, so that's a decent size to look at. And of course, if you want to really top up your smartphone and you still want to keep recording, you can use the cable from here, Type A, into your phone. That's Type-C, and that cable is provided. In fact, you can use that, top up your smartphone, and also, well, of course, make sure that your smartphone lasts slightly longer. What they also claim is that this gimbal essentially lasts for good 3.5 hours, right? So that's the claim that DJI makes. Now, let's quickly connect the phone that I have. I have a OnePlus 6 version, so I'll try to connect that and quickly take you through some of the good things that I've noticed with the gimbal. Okay, I have basically connected my phone here. You can see this. So the phone is connected. What I've also done is kind of download the app, because the app is mandatory for you to connect. So before you kind of connect and start working, then you should be first downloading the app. The app is available on the Play Store. Once you So once you start to connect, you'll have to ensure that your GPS is on, your Bluetooth is on. I don't still understand why you still need a GPS connection to be on. That's kind of weird, but yeah, we'll come to that later or probably in my next video. But yeah, you should have your Bluetooth on because that's what connects the app, right? Once you connect the app, everything is kind of clear in terms of what you want to see or what you would see, right? But the functions are basically clear. You can basically look at all the functions. The power button, long press is the power on and off. You press it twice simultaneously, it changes the transition. This is the record. The moment you press this, it starts recording. That's what we saw. This thing here, it's joystick kind of thing. That's your zoom. Yeah, that's your zoom, and the zoom in and out. So that's something that can be done here. Now, what else is there? Okay, so the other function that I've talked to you about is the tracking function, right? The tracking function is something that I will show you a live demo of in the field so that you can get a better fix of what this is and how this works and how this kind of is a good deal to have in a gimbal, which is your Osmo Mobile 3, right? Okay, let's get to the shots there. Okay, let's go one by one as to what are the key things that I like on the Osmo Mobile 3. First, of course, is the stabilization. Well, it goes without saying that this is a gimbal, and for a phone that has decent stabilization, this gimbal basically transforms it into something really good. And what I have here is a side-by-side comparison of the footage that I've taken both with the smartphone standalone and with the gimbal. On the left, you have the footage with the gimbal, and on the right, you have it without the gimbal, which is a standalone smartphone image. So look at what I've written on the text on the bottom of the video, so it'll be umpteen clear. The second thing that I like is the tracking mode. This is the mode that I really love. To keep things in focus and also run along to ensure that you don't get out of balance while you want to get some shots. Well, that's tough, right? But with the tracking mode, you can lock the subject and you are good to go. You can take your eyes off the screen and you can focus on your running and it'll do your job. So an example here is the tracking that I've done of my kiddo. And he runs, I kind of follow him, and I think it's tracking pretty well. You can also do this with some sports, for example, football or anything else that you want to catch close action of. Well, this can be really, really helpful. The final thing that I really like about the Osmo Mobile 3 is that, of course, the app. With the app, you can do some cool animations, do editing on the move itself, and of course, export all your footage into Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. So, yeah, it's a good deal overall. Okay, the pertinent question is: should you buy the Osmo Mobile 3? Well, the answer is not yes or no. It's not as simple as that. But if you are into a lot of, say, for example, video creation predominantly using your smartphone or your mobile, this is handy, right? Because you can focus on what you love the most, which is probably taking photos or videos, etc. And do not have to be worried about, has my video shaken a lot? Does it come out well? Yes and no. So those things will out of the mind, right? And of course, if you are into creating a lot of handheld videos, you still might need a tripod, because if you're looking at long exposure shots or even creating some time-lapse videos, etc., you still need a tripod. But so it's not a completely fact that you can get away with your tripod or get off the tripod and use this solely. No, you can't still do that. You still need that to do some basic stuff, which is for a given. And also, right, these products, gimbals, are actually used in Hollywoods and Bollywoods, and of course, it's the technology that's flowing here is kind of seeping in from them and the learnings that they have gained from them, right? So yeah, I would rather recommend it to an individual if at all you are creating stuff by yourself, you are a one-man army without, say for example, a dedicated cameraman, etc., like me probably. Well, this is ideal. Yes, thumbs up to that. Well, that makes me wonder, how does this compare the stabilization vis-a-vis, say for example, a GoPro 8? That makes me wonder. Okay, I think that should be next video that I should be focusing on. All right, see you next time. Till next time, take care and stay safe. And of course, if you like this video, please do share and subscribe. Thanks.